And welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers, everybody. Today we're going to break down the top 10 movies of the weekend. It's just myself. And without further ado, let's talk about the number one movie of the weekend, and that is Smile 2. If you haven't seen this movie, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Go ahead and check out our review about Smile 2. We get a little bit more in detail about the movie and how we enjoyed it. But in the meantime, this movie opened up to $23 million at the box office, which is really, really good for Paramount. Smile 1, which opened up in 2022, opened up to about $22.6 million. So a little bit more than the previous film. So it's on par, which is good. This movie had a budget about $28 million. So a good size budget for a film like this. So it opened up really good for Paramount. This is a solid fit win for Paramount. It has the B Cinema score versus the B minus for Smile 1. To me, both movies were really good. I think I enjoyed this movie just a little bit more than Smile 1, but it's been 2 years since I've seen Smile 1, so I'll probably have to see it again because, of course, you have that recency bias. But overall, it felt good. We've seen it in AMC Prime, which definitely have an impact because, you're sitting in reclining chairs and the sound just sounds so crisp, so good, and you just feel the action more. Versus when I seen Smile 1, we seen it in a regular theater. It was still good, but obviously those are two different experiences going into the movies. So it does have an effect, regardless of what you say, but it does have a slight effect. So overall, Smile 2, good film. Check it out if you get a chance, if you're into horror films. Next up, we have The Wild Robot. This is its fourth week. It's holding up really good for Universal, DreamWorks. It dropped only 28%, which is a really good hold. In addition, it made about $10 million this weekend. So solid film. Love this film. Check it out if you get a chance. Two different movies from Smile 2 and The Wild Robot. So you have a choice of seeing something more on a scarier horror psychological side or something like uplifting, family friendly. So a little bit of choices for everybody. Next up, we have Terrifier 3. This is a low budget film. I believe the budget was about $2 million, which is an increase from 1 and 2. They did a really good job of just building on the Terrifier franchise from 1 to 2 to 3. They don't go too far over budget. They know how to make a compact film that people are going to really enjoy. And they tapped into an audience that really loved this film. This movie only dipped 51% in 2 weeks, and it made about $9 million at the box office this past weekend. In total, it made about $36 million. And I'm starting to see it pop up. I think I've seen it on, I want to say Amazon Prime. It's one of the, I think 1 and 2 were trending in the top 10 movies on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. Or it could have been Peacock. I don't remember. One of those. We do have it on our watch list. So we're probably going to watch it at some point. But let us know. Is it worth watching? Should we check it out? Are you a fan of the Terrifier franchise? Let us know what makes it so unique and different that people need to go check out. All right, coming in at number 4, we have Beetlejuice. I'm just going to say it one more time. Beetlejuice. This is a Warner Brothers film. A really good win for Michael Keaton, Tim Burton, and the whole cast. This movie only dipped about 31%. In total, it made about $5 million this past weekend. And for the 7-week period, it made about $284 million. Really solid movie if you enjoy the Beetlejuice franchise. Still, after 7 weeks, in the top 5. Really solid movie, especially for Michael Keaton. I love Michael Keaton as an actor. I kind of feel like he doesn't really get the credit he deserves sometimes. I do want to see the movie get rich, but it looks like, I heard it has really good scores, but it's just not connecting with audiences at the movie theaters. I don't even see it here on the top 10, which is crazy. Some movies I notice, they don't pop up for whatever reason in the top 10 box office films. So definitely want to see more Michael Keaton. Would love to see him more as the Batman, but unfortunately The Flash didn't do too well. We'll probably get more of Beetlejuice though, especially after doing so well for the whole cast in Tim Burton and Warner Brothers, especially based off the budget. This budget had a lower budget than the Joker 2, so definitely expect more from this franchise. And hopefully they don't interfere with it too much, but just enough, that Tim Burton don't go off the rails, but not so much where, yeah. So hopefully they'll do another one. These are fun movies to watch. Coming in at number 5, we have A24, We Live in Time. This movie made about $4.4 million this past weekend. In 2 weeks, it made about $4.5 million. The reason for the bigger opening weekend for number 2 is because it opened up wide this weekend versus limited release. So solid film from A24. A24, love them, hate them. I like that they give you a variety of just weird, quirky, interesting films. So definitely gotta support A24 when I get a chance. Especially I know they have like a lot of this stuff on HBO Max now, or at Max. So I need to watch Love Lies and I forgot the name, Love Lies and Bleeding or something like that. That one looks pretty interesting to me. Next up, out of the top 5, I should say, and that's Joker 2. This past weekend, it dropped 69%, which is not surprising with the amount of hate this movie got, making only about $2 million this past weekend. In total, it made about $56 million in 3 weeks. I'm not even going to say anything more about that. Moving on to number 7, we have Piece by Piece by Focus. Definitely love this film. Check it out when you get a chance. The music is good. It's a documentary about Pharrell that doesn't feel like a documentary. This movie only cost about $16 million to make, which is surprising when you look at like a lot of animated films, which cost about $100 million. And I felt the quality was really good for this, especially for $16 million. In total, it made about $7 million in 2 weeks. And this past weekend, it made about $2 million, which is only a dip of 45%. Next up, rounding out number 8, we have Paramount's Transformer 1. This movie had a bigger budget than Smile 2. Unfortunately, I think the Wild Robot kind of killed a lot of momentum this movie had. It did get a lot of good scores, Rotten Tomato scores and everything else, but I feel like the franchise is just a little tired at this point. This movie made about $1.9 million this past weekend, which is only a dip of 48% from the previous weekend. In 5 weeks, it made about $56 million at the domestic box office. Coming in at number 9, we have Saturday Night Live from Sony, which dipped 47% to about $1.8 million. In total, it made about $7.6 million in 4 weekends. And rounding out the top 10, we have an oldie but goodie, which you'll probably see every year, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas by Disney, making about $1.1 million, which is back that up, which is a dip of about 54%. In its lifetime, it made about $92 million. So those are the top 10 movies of the weekend. If you've seen any movies, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. In addition, see you next time. Peace.